You're looking at the evacuation map. If a major hurricane heads for the Rio Grande Valley, the state may order an evacuation. To handle outbound traffic, a contraflow route will be established along the Highway 7783 corridor. All eastbound lanes will be rerouted westbound to increase traffic capacity, starting in Brownsville. US 281 southbound lanes may be redirected north from FAR to San Antonio. TxDOT Public Information Officer Octavio Sainz says storm strength and urgency are key factors.
It all depends on what the situation is and how heavy of a traffic flow we would expect. But we would have options, and we would have to make sure that we continue with communications to make sure that people know the information so they can decide what's the best option for them.
Sainz encourages you to make sure you fuel up early and have cash on hand so you don't end up stranded while waiting in traffic or in long lines for a gas pump.
And at this hour, Cameron County Emergency Management is reminding you to heed those evacuation warnings. They say once a storm is on land, they will dispatch a select amount of first responders to assist you. Emergency Management Coordinator Humberto Barrera tells Action 4, while they will double to triple staff during a storm, they will head out once the worst has passed.
Before the storm, you're still going to get some aid. After the storm, of course, you're going to get aid. But during the actual storm, we need people to heed the warnings, and if they need to evacuate, if they're in a building that they know is not going to sustain high winds or heavy rain, or if you live in a neighborhood that's prone to flooding, then don't expect us to put people's lives at risk during the actual storm to pull you out.
Barrera also stresses to stay in place once the storm has passed so they can get to you more efficiently.
Right now, many cities and school districts are taking strides to help alleviate evacuation concerns. They're building safe houses to provide shelter through the storm. I spoke with community leaders on how it's being done. Plans are underway to build safe houses across the valley. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, better known as FEMA, is spending millions of dollars in the RGV to build safe domes designed to withstand hurricane-force winds.
Because of the design of the dome, the wind forces are deflected because of the dome rather than a conventional structure. So it's able to withstand those wind loads substantially better than most, conventional facilities.
Mercedes is one of the first cities in the valley to see one of these 20,000 square foot domes go up. Mercedes City Manager Richard Garcia says it will be much easier to shelter those in the path of the storm close to home rather than moving them 100 miles away.
We ran into experience with during Dali and having to bring in, a massive amount of buses to evacuate people. That didn't work that well.
While the federal government is paying for about 75% of the project, the domes will primarily be used as a gathering place for the community.
The north side of town, we have the highest concentration of young adults, and they have no opportunities for, safe recreational opportunities. And that's really what we're looking at.
La Jolla ISD is building one on the Palmview High School campus to be used as a secondary gym. With so much subpar housing in the area, district spokesman Eden Ramirez says students and their families won't have to worry about where to go to seek shelter.
We do have a lot of residents who don't have the resources or the facility to weather a storm of any type.
So rest assured there will be somewhere to weather the storm. FEMA safe domes will also be built in Raymondville, Los Fresnos, Rio Hondo, and La Feria, some of them in time for the 2015 hurricane season.
Still to come in our 2014 hurricane special, all systems go at local hospitals preparing for a storm. We bring you their plan for patients and staff next.